Who that, everybody? My name is Tracy Bartholomew. This is Stephen Bijou, and you are watching the Saint Stop podcast. Please like, comment, and subscribe down below. We really appreciate it. Steve, what's going on, man?
Man, feeling good, feeling great. You know, uh, free agency's kicking off like it's supposed to. We didn't think it would. They thought it was going to get postponed, but here we are,
Yeah,
man. And a lot of big stuff has already happened. And technically, free agency doesn't start till Wednesday. But
right.
it's exciting, man.
It
Give us
is
something to look
exciting.
forward to.
It's very exciting, man. There's so many things that happened today. I really, myself personally, wasn't expecting so many moves and so many trades to be made. On today when free agency hasn't really even started yet. Um,
Yep.
it's just so much that happened, man, and we're gonna get into a couple of it, man. But like I said, I want all of you guys to please like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Saint Style Podcast. You already know we've been doing this for a good minute now. We had the regular podcast with just audio. Now we're trying to do the YouTube thing. We're doing this for you guys. So please support in any way that you can, and we're gonna get into it. And Steve, man, because this is a Saints style podcast, we gotta start off with the Saints. And even though the Saints ain't
Thanks.
really do much, and as a Saints fan, I'm waiting for something big to happen, man, and just nothing is happening right now.
Bro,
But
now you know the Saints be shopping at the 99-cent store when it come to free agency.
man,
So don't
I
not even
mean, all of these big moves, big names being picked up, man. You got to do something for me, though. You got to do
I
something.
mean they tried. Hey, they tried earlier today, man. It didn't pan out. They
Tried
tried
him
to
what?
go they tried to go get linebacker Jamie Collins from the New England
Yes.
Patriots and formerly the Cleveland Browns.
Right.
And he would have been a
Snatched up
good
real
look,
quick.
man. I think he would have been a good look to add to that defense, but he ended up signing with the Detroit Lions. Why he would decide to do that, I have no idea. But that's what he opted to do, so we lost out on that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, that sucks, man. When I heard they was looking at Jamie Collins, I was like, bro, I've been wanting them to get him since he came out of college. Like, that
Right.
would have been a real good look because he's a pass rushing linebacker. To add him on the same side as Cam Jordan would have been a monster, bro. We would have been causing
Definitely.
problems, but
I definitely agree.
shoulda, woulda, couldas, man. We ain't get him, so it
Yeah,
is what
that
it
didn't
is.
work out, but we did re-sign David Ayamada. I think that's a big look for us. The guy had a massive season last season, so I'm glad they got him back. Um, the only other person was Zach Wood. They signed him to a 4-year deal. He's a long snapper. I mean,
I
I
mean,
heard
that's
somebody
important. You know what I'm
comment
saying? Like, you don't.
long snappers mean something too. So I
Yeah,
definitely
yeah. I mean,
agree with
because
that.
that's definitely. I mean, you don't think about it as much, but it's definitely important. So I mean, okay, cool. Um, but we lost out on some key guys, man. AJ Klein over there with Buffalo, he was a key linebacker, so now they got to replace him. Um, and it may be with somebody we already have, just giving him more time or getting somebody in free agency or the draft. But he was productive, so he's going to Buffalo. David Onyemata, man, that's a good look because Rankins is always hurt. Rankins is good when he's on the field, but he's always hurt. So Onyemata is definitely a good look to keep that defensive line together. In other news, though, Teddy B, man, they talking about bringing Teddy B back, which kind of proves to me what I thought. Bringing back Teddy B, they're gonna let Taysom Hill walk. If someone's dumb enough to sign him and give us a first round pick for it, by all means, take him. But I also heard that Chicago's looking into him. There's a lot of teams that's going to be looking at Teddy B just based on what he did, not only with us, but when he was in Minnesota on the come up. There was, that last year before he got hurt, he was in MVP consideration. So
Right.
I think a lot of teams will look at Teddy B and want to bring him into the fold.
But
So
what do you
if we
what do you
get,
think about that move right there though? Teddy B going to the Bears. I think he could be successful in the Bears, honestly.
yeah, I mean, because they play his style of football,
Right.
meaning they have a good defense, right? They got Khalil
True.
Mack, they got a good defense that will come in and get turnovers, put the ball in his hands, short fields, et cetera, et cetera.
Hmm.
They have a solid run game, some decent weapons, and like I said, play his style of football, so he can be successful. And the only problem is He's in the same division with Green Bay, who seems to be on the up and up, especially after last year. I would say Minnesota too, but they just re-signed Kirk Cousins, so they can't want to win. Like I just don't understand why you would give that man extra money, unless it was just to free up some cap space this year, and then like
Right.
you trade him or let him go, or I don't know. But they gave that man an extension. Okay, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
there's
So
a couple of questionable quarterback re-signings. So yeah, I don't know what some of
bro,
these teams are doing, especially with the NFL
look,
draft coming.
Ryan Tannehill got 30 M's.
Yeah,
30 M's. Well, 29 and a half, but whatever. He got 30 M's and
yeah, but he
62
was one of them
guaranteed.
quarterbacks to where he did what he was supposed to do. He
Nah, bro. Okay, look, this is my thing, right? I get it. He had a good year. But if
okay,
you really want to break down the Tennessee Titans last year, the locomotive that kept them going was Derrick Henry. And he's still yet to get paid. They franchised that man. So I don't know, man. I wouldn't have paid him 30 M's, especially considering how long he played for the Dolphins, and he
right.
was really never that successful. He has one good year, and you offering this man 30 M's with 62 guaranteed, 118 overall. You wild.
Maybe they
You
maybe they
wild for
they
that.
found their guy, man. They found their guy. Somebody that could come
Okay,
in there and just win
bro.
games
Here's
and
my
not
thing.
mess up. They found him.
But see, here's my thing. All the quarterback options that were out there, I would have paid Philip Rivers before I paid Ryan Tannehill. You know what I'm saying? Like Teddy Bridgewater, all these guys, Tom Brady, even you know how I feel about Tom Brady, but he's better than Ryan Tannehill. Like I wouldn't have gave that man 30 M's, no way. But okay,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess
I mean, when you think about Randy Tannehill, I don't know. He's just not a big enough name to be like, oh, let me get this guy $30 million to stay. You know. So
facts,
I mean, it
facts,
is what it is. Um.
facts.
So another former Saints player, Jimmy Graham. I just want to throw him out there. He he got a Bears deal for 2 years, $16 million. Now
Why is people still
a lot
paying
of
this man?
people were out there saying, "Hey, should Jimmy come back to the Saints?"
No, absolutely not. No, no, no.
Well,
We
elaborate, man.
dealt
Why
him
why
for a
not?
reason.
Why not?
Bro, okay, because right now we got a good locker room. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we need some guys, and maybe even needing a second tight end is something we do need. However, clearly, the man had problems. He had attitude problems. I don't want him coming in here messing up my locker room. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
nah, let him stay. He had a chance to come back. He opted to go to Green Bay instead of coming back, right? So after that, what little bit of whatever I had left for Jimmy Graham went out the window. Like, all right, go to Green Bay. Whatever. You want to be salty still, go to Green Bay. Now you're in Chicago. And they're not going to use, like, no one's going to use you the way you used to be used. You're not even a top 10 tight end at this point. So I'm definitely not paying him
Nobody
$8
seems to be
million a year.
using Jimmy Graham the way we used him. He was a first look
Facts.
option with the New Orleans
Facts.
Saints. Um
Yep.
so yeah, I don't see first of all why he left or why we would take him back at this point. But I'm saying that if he would have been the type of player he was, I would have loved to have him back. Besides the fact that you talk so much smack after you left, so there's that.
Yeah, man. And honestly, I just don't think a guy like Jimmy Graham can coexist with Mike Thomas. I just don't.
What? Why not?
Because Mike Thomas, okay, like, Mike Thomas does everything right, right?
Hmm.
Jimmy Graham is one of those diva tight ends that need the ball. And, especially if he come back to New Orleans, he's going to feel like he's supposed to be the top guy, right? That's
Right.
how he's going to feel because that's what he was when he was here. Now, he may be able to go to these other organizations and play the part because he's just trying to get a check. But I feel like he don't really respect the Saints the way he might some of these other organizations. So he's going to come in with his ego. And Mike Thomas is bound to, like, lock that dude up. Like, I'm just saying, I don't see that meshing too well. You know what I mean? So,
I guess that's your opinion, man. That's your opinion. Um, so let's talk about the draft a little bit. The draft will be starting on schedule April 23rd to the 25th. It will only be televised, so there won't be this whole fiasco of thousands of people in one place and all of this due to the situation we're going on through the with the virus.
Right.
Vegas is basically canceled. Um, but we were
Yeah.
talking about this not too long ago. They're basically going to do what we said they were going to do, which is film it, televise it, just without the whole spectacular thing going on. Like,
Yeah,
how
I
do you
don't even
feel
know
about
if
that though? Do you think that's a good move? Because I mean, I'm sure a lot of people look forward to that every single year. You know what I mean? And to say it's
yeah,
not
I
going to
mean,
happen,
I don't think they should cancel it outright. So I think what they're doing is the right move. I when you say they're gonna film it, I don't know. I don't even know if the players are going to like go to Vegas. I don't think that's gonna happen either. I think they're probably just like gonna FaceTime them or something, or have the coaches call them, and they may send a camera to some of the top guys or whatever
all right.
houses, some of their homes, so you can see their reaction.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they're gonna do it, but they're gonna minimize human interaction as much as possible right now.
Yeah,
So
I think regardless of how they
I
do it, it's the NFL, so it's going to be big. They're going to try to make it as big as and lavish as possible, regardless of the whole everybody in one spot. So I
right.
definitely I still look forward to it, even though it's just going to be televised, and I'm looking forward to like how they make this work for themselves, man. I mean, because you
Yeah.
got to kind of go with the times and whatever's happening, you got to adapt. So I appreciate them still televising and still making a big production out of it. But I'm very interested in seeing how this thing works and how it pans out.
Well, yeah, man, because like with the technology we have, like I mentioned before, what I'm saying, it's very easy to make these picks to do we got the screen sharing and all that other stuff, so
Right.
it's very
Right.
easy to just have all of the top players set up. Maybe instead of sending the camera guy, have the top players set up like a FaceTime or something
Mm-hmm.
whenever they get that call. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right. Right.
that's how they might do it, and they got better technology than most of us do, $1 billion corporation and all that. So I'm sure they could work something out.
I hear you. I hear you. All right. So let's talk about one of the biggest moves today that happened.
Yeah,
With the Texans and the Cardinals.
boy.
So
Hey, it's some Madden stuff right here, boy. I ain't see this one coming.
yeah, I really didn't either, man. Deshaun Watson, one of the best wide receivers in the game, hands down. Like nobody could say that this guy isn't a dynamic wide receiver. And to be traded when you have Deshaun Watson um as your quarterback, that is
Well,
your
I think
that's
that's part of the
your
problem. I think that's part of the problem, Doug, because his contract is coming up, and right now these quarterbacks are getting ridiculous amount of money. I mean, ridiculous. Like I'm fully expecting Patrick Mahomes to get 40 a year. Um, and I expect Deshaun Watson to get somewhere close to that, if not matching. So that's a lot of money, and I don't think they can keep DeAndre Hopkins on their payroll and pay Deshaun Watson. As
right.
stupid as that may sound, because you would think they would find a way to make it work. But one guy, I don't know who it was, because they said it was an anonymous source, basically said that the Texans think DeAndre Hopkins' best football is behind him. That's why they were willing to get rid of him. So they trade
I
him to
don't
the
know
Arizona
about that.
Cardinals. Yeah, they trade him to the Cardinals. The Cardinals basically they send DeAndre Hopkins and a fourth round pick to the Cardinals in exchange for David Johnson and a second round pick.
Yes. Right.
So for the Texans, I think that was a good move as far as what they got back, because David Johnson at one point was considered one of the top running backs in the league, and I think he still can bring it. It's just the system he was in, all the new players, that offensive line is horrible. I think with the Texans and that zone run scheme that they have, it'll be a lot better for him. Also, they get a
Yeah.
second round pick, and as deep as this draft is, that's a lot of commodity right there. So and what they got in exchange, great. But losing DeAndre Hopkins, I mean, you don't have another wide receiver on your roster that can compare. I mean, they got Kenny Stills, Will Fuller, And I'm more than
Yeah.
sure now they're going to go get a guy in the draft.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I looked at when they made that draft, uh, well, when they made that trade, that they still have Kenny Stills and Will Fuller, and these guys are nothing to sleep over, but they are over the top kind of guys. They're speedsters. But who do you have in that clutch, that red zone threat that they love to use this guy as? So what do you do now? Who do you have? So you
Well,
definitely have to go find
I'll
somebody in
present
the draft for that position.
I'll I'll present you with a situation. Uh, a lot of these guys are doing tag and trades, franchise tag, trade the player, only so they
Hmm.
can get something back instead of letting them walk. Um, I can see the Texans making a trade for AJ Green and have AJ Green go down there to Texans, kind of replace D Hop and pick up a guy in the draft. And I think they'll be set. I think that's a move that both of them would gladly take. If they franchise tag AJ, trade him for that second round pick that the Cardinals gave to Houston. So now the Bengals not only have the first overall and the first overall, the second, now they have an extra second to add some more pieces around, presumably Joe Burrow.
That would be a smart move. But they did, like you said, they just tagged AJ Green, and as we know now, you can only tag one player per team
Mm-hmm.
due to the
Well, I mean, it's
CBA.
not like they were going to tag the quarterback. You know what I mean? They wasn't going to tag Andy Dalton. So I think
And
they
here you
tagged
go, here
AJ.
you go, man. You had to throw that
Well,
in there,
look,
right?
I mean, it's true though. You know what I'm saying? Because look, I mean, it's a win-win, right? You tag him, and now either he stays and plays on this tag, or you trade him and get something for him. He doesn't just walk out and you get nothing. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I think in that aspect, they were very intelligent. I can definitely see them trading him and getting a second round pick or whatever they can for him to get more younger talent. Because right now, as cheap as the Bengals are, what you want to do is get young talent that you don't really have to pay all that much, right? So that's draft picks basically. And the added benefit of that is you get young guys that can grow with whoever you draft at number one, whether it be Tua or Joe Burrow.
Do you did you hear that the Rams were shopping around Gurley?
No, I did not. I'm not
Yeah.
surprised though.
And why would that
Yo,
be?
if that, hey, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Because they overpaid him, man. That contract they gave him, it was ridiculous, and they know it was ridiculous. And he's been pretty banged up the last couple years,
True.
so he hasn't really been girly of old. But I honestly believe he still has some left in him. And if he can be anywhere near what he was, depending on what they're, because honestly, like the rest of the NFL, just like them, the reason they're shopping him is because they see a deficiency. Now, I'm sure because of that, the rest of the NFL sees that deficiency as well. Now, if I'm the New Orleans Saints, you could have a third round pick. I'll take Gurley off your hands. Could you imagine Gurley and Kamara?
So that was my
What
next
did I
question.
say?
That was my next
What
question.
did I
Could you
say? Bro, what did I say that Drew Brees needs right now? That thumper. And that's
right.
what Gurley is. And pairing him with a guy like Kamara, that's one man, that's a better 1-2 punch than him and Ingram. That's a hell of a 1-2 punch.
So could you see the Saints making a move like that for Gurley?
I absolutely could. And if I was them, it depending on what the asking price is, because if they asking for like a one, nah, bro, you tripping. And we don't have a two, so but if we can give him a three, or hell, even if we can give him next year's two, if we give him like a three this year, next year's two, bam, I'll take that. I'll take that off your hands. Because now you got Gurley, Kamara in the backfield. You can go in the draft, pick up, because there's a lot of wide receivers, man. Pick up some firepower. We need to surround Drew with as much as possible. I would definitely go and make that trade.
Right, I hear you. Well, let's stay on the running backs, man. Cardinals placed a transition tag on running back Kenyon Drake. Um, Now explain to me exactly what a transition tag may be, because I've heard of a lot of tags, but
So
transition tags not so much.
yeah,
And
so
Kenyon
basically
Drake is
what
no
it
joke.
he is, he's not a joke. He was cold in Alabama. In Miami, not so much. I don't really think they gave him the opportunity because they had Jay Ajayi at the time. Then they traded him, and they just never really got him going. But last year, when he got sent to the Cardinals, he started picking it up, and they seen the value in that. And plus, with them trading David Johnson, they knew they needed a guy to be there, and Kenny Drake is that guy. Now, what the transition tag is basically you don't get. It's not like a restricted free agent where you sign and someone has to give you something for signing him. But what it is if someone signs him to an offer sheet, you have the right to match it. Now, if you don't match it, you don't get any compensation in return, but you do have the right to match it. Basically, you're letting what another franchise do the work for you. You know what I'm saying? They offer him a contract, and they're like, okay, well, this is what people think you're worth. We're willing to match that, or not. And that's pretty much what it is, just a first right of refusal.
Right.
So yeah, it was smart. It was smarter than I think.
Yeah, I guess you just basically letting another team come in and swoop whoever they want up.
Well, like I said, you have the right to match. But you have the right to match. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it just depends on how much you value that player. And it's really a smart way of, like I said, getting the other team to do the dirty work for you and put that price on that player.
I hear you. Okay, a couple of more, man. Titans placed a franchise tag on Derrick Henry. I mean, everybody's seeing that coming.
That's disrespectful.
Yeah, but I mean, Titans are looking to Super Bowl, get whatever I can get from anybody right now. Outside of their quarterback.
The reason that is disrespectful though is because the only reason they were even mildly successful last year was because of Derrick Henry. But you paid Ryan Tannehill $30 million. Disrespectful.
Yeah, but I mean, I doubt that they're not about to let that guy go. Man, they're not a complete team without him.
No, absolutely not. You think Ryan Tannehill is going to be successful without that running back there?
No, not at all.
We know the answer to that. Just look at his Miami days. You know the answer to that.
Right.
So, nah.
Falcons released Devontae Freeman. Yeah. I kind of see where, you know, that is plausible or why you would do that. Freeman has had a lot of injuries through his time. But all in all, the man still produces. He's still a good running back. He's not the best. I doubt that I wouldn't say he's an every down back, but you put him on the field and he can get you some yards. And he's produced through the whole time he was with Atlanta. To say they released the man, I didn't understand that one, but I kind of wonder where he would go now. Where would he fit in?
I will say this. Now, he's not a girly. He's definitely not no girly. But for the right price, and I mean maybe a little more than minimum, I'm not paying this guy a lot. For the right price, I would bring him into the
You're not going to pay anybody nothing, man.
Yes, I think he deserve it. Like I said, bro, Patrick Mahomes, if they throw $50 million a year at this man, he's worth it. Take. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But Devontae Freeman, like, for one, he's past his prime, clearly, right? For two, he's a former Falcon, so you get some cut off just because of that alone.
All right, we're going with the bias outlook on this right now. Okay, I hear you.
Just because of that, I'm not gonna give you top dollar because of all the times you was a pain in my ass. So I'm undercutting you for that.
Right.
But yeah, him and Kamara could fit, and even if we do like 3 running backs, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I could see him being the 3rd running back. Like, if we go get Gurley and then get Freeman and have Kamara there, it'll be Gurley and Kamara.
Why are you leaving out Murray? Why you always leave out Murray? Like, Murray not on the team, like he don't exist, like he not a banger. Why do you do that, bro? That's
he's not a banger, bro. Okay,
Murray ain't do his due diligence on our team.
Okay, I'll put it to you like this. You know what though? That's how. I'm not gonna say forgettable,
Murray is
But
not
that's how
forgettable, man. Look what he did last
Murray,
year. He took
bro.
over the
Okay,
running game and did exactly what he was supposed to do. Why would you like say he's forgettable or try to X this man off the team? It makes no sense to
I'm
me,
not trying
bro.
to X him off the team. I'm not trying to X him off the team. But okay, Murray's the type of dude that needs the ball in his hands. Yes or no?
Okay.
He needs to
That's what
like
he's supposed to
have a
do.
rhythm. Okay, so right, but for what I'm suggesting is if we're going back to the running back stable formula, he
Uh-huh.
doesn't fit that because he's going to be cold. You know what I'm saying? He's just like Ingram. He needs that
He
repetition to
needs to
get
be
going, and
fed
then
the
finally
ball.
he'll get
He
going.
needs to be fed the ball.
Right.
He needs the ball in his hands constantly to warm up and get the yardage that everybody wants. But what I'm saying is, we've obviously noticed when you do feed the man the ball, he gets the yards, right? So why? I mean, I don't understand what's the problem. You say you want a banger. Murray is a banger. Murray could hit the hole.
Okay, but see, if that was the truth, we would have seen it by now, right? Like we see it when he's by himself, but we don't see it when Kamara is involved. We need them to work like a well-functioned machine, and that's what I'm saying. I want guys that complement each other, not oh I need the ball, oh I need the ball, like not working against one another. And that's what I feel like Murray and Kamara do. They kind of tug away in the opposite direction instead of working like a well-oiled machine.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
for that reason, that's the reason I didn't mention Murray because I don't think he fits in that formula.
you are a hater. Uh,
I'm not a hater, bro. I'm just telling you what I
Up.
see.
Listen, Upcount Jacobs is asking, did we hear about Diggs? I did
No.
not, and he's saying he got traded to the Bills. Really?
Stephon Diggs, I'm not surprised. Um,
I absolutely did not, and that would be big news for me because Stephon Diggs has been one of Minnesota's greatest weapons for a long
well,
time. And to say he got
well,
traded to the
so
Bills, that's
there that
I'm
was
not. I
rumored
gotta
that
look that up,
they were talking.
man. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, that was rumored that they were talking about trading him to the
Yeah.
Buffalo Bills that they were interested. I didn't know it actually happened, but that doesn't surprise me because if you look back, even in the playoff game, where he wasn't really being targeted that much, when they were winning games, he still was like pissed off about something, and
About getting the
presumably it's about
ball.
him not. Yeah, but
Yeah.
my thing is, if we're winning, you know what I mean, we up by 14 points in a playoff game, you shouldn't be upset. You know what I mean? And it just seems like he's a selfish kind of guy. From that, I mean, I don't know. This is just speculation, but if that's what the reasoning is, there's no reason you should be upset when you're winning games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a playoff, so in the playoffs, that doesn't affect your stats. Your stats don't get padded from being in the playoffs. So again, I don't understand why he was upset, but clearly there was some dysfunction there. So him being shipped out to Buffalo, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you one thing: Buffalo making some moves. Everybody, hey,
Yeah.
look,
Look,
man. They
my man, Upcount Jacob, man, he's swearing by this just happened. So that's crazy news right now. I hadn't heard
yeah, man.
anything about that. Um, Stephon Diggs, man, like I don't know when you think about this. You're right, man. Like
You know
even
what
when he's
Stephon Diggs
had a
reminds
good
me of?
game, what?
Brandon Cooks. That's what he reminds me of.
Yes, exactly. It definitely, man. Like I want to be number one at all times. If I'm not getting the ball, if I'm not the superstar, the head of the game, I'm unhappy. And he's
Facts.
exactly the same person.
Facts. Absolutely. Um, so I mean, hey, but Buffalo is loading up, man. They went and got AJ Klein, they got Stephon Diggs, and if Brady, and I think even if Brady does go back to the Patriots, Buffalo coming up, they about to put their stamp on that division, man. They got young
Yeah.
talent, they have good talent, their defense is really good. They play really consistent football. Josh Allen is surprised. He's played a lot better than I thought he would, especially in the last 2 years. He's really made leaps. So I think they could, put a stranglehold on that AFC East.
Yeah, no. I heard. Wait, he said for the first and fourth and sixth in 2020, and the fourth in 2021. God damn.
You got, bro. Wait, Buffalo gave up a 1, 4, and a 6 this year for Diggs.
Wait, for a first, a fourth, and a sixth in 2020, and a fourth in 2021.
Nah, bro.
Nah.
Hey, Stephon
Up,
Diggs is not
look,
worth that, bro.
Upcount Jacob, bro. I definitely appreciate the comment. Um, and you
Hey,
hanging in there with us, man. But that's unbelievable, bro. You gotta send me the link to that, man. You have to send me the link. You gotta prove this one to me because that's a lot to give up for one player, bro.
hey,
You
man. If
gotta
that
send me
is
the
if
link to
that
that.
is indeed what they gave up, I mean, look. I've mentioned I would be willing to give up picks like that for the right player. Diggs is not.
Stephon
That's the
Diggs is
kind of
not that
bro.
player, not for all of that, man.
Right, but see, that's what you give up for a guy that's going to come in and be your number one. Like that's what I would have assumed the Cardinals gave up for DeAndre Hopkins. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
But not
right.
Stephon Diggs. Nah, that's wild. That's
Wow,
wild.
that's crazy. That's crazy.
Hey,
If
but
that's true, if that's true, man, they've got to be like, oh, Stephon Diggs is the truth. You know what I mean? And this is our
but
next superstar, but he really ain't. So you just really
like
messed
that's
up
the
pretty
funny part.
bad.
Like Adam Thielen took over that number one spot. Really, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
he became the number one guy in Minnesota. So clearly, like he wasn't even their number one, unless your wide receiver core is just that awful. But even still, as deep as the wide receiver draft is this year, why would you give that? I don't know. I don't know. That was stupid if they did that. But
I don't know.
speaking
Upcount
of the
Jacob, man,
AFCs,
please send me that link, bro. Wherever you found that information from, because I have not seen that. And if it just happened, obviously I didn't see it because I'm on here. But if you have that link, man, please send it to me. Even after this, I definitely want to get that information. Because that is a lot to give up for one player. That is kind of unheard of, especially for a player of his caliber, Stephon Diggs. That's crazy, man. That's wild.
facts. I mean, he's a good number two. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
for
definitely.
that
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
nah.
definitely.
But sticking with
Jeez,
the
Christ.
AFC East and bringing it back to the NFC South,
Yeah,
Tampa Bay is making a big push for Tom Brady. Apparently, like they have made a all out blitz for Tom Brady.
yeah,
And you know what? I hope they sign him, bro, because I'm telling you right now, it's gonna prove everything I've ever said about Tom Brady. He gonna join the NFC. We gonna smash on that boy, and we get a chance to beat him twice. So yes,
yeah.
go ahead, Bucks.
I don't
Get
think the
Tom Brady.
NFC South is where he wants to be, man. He doesn't know that kind of competition. The
Nope.
NFC South is stacked, completely stacked compared to where he is right now in the AFC, man. So I
Facts.
don't think you want to try to. You in the wrong division, my brother. If you come here, definitely.
And so apparently, a lot of people are saying that Tua Tagovailoa can fall. I think the Panthers are sitting at 7. A lot of people are saying that they could go ahead and get Tua and maybe ship out Cam and trade him. I honestly think if Tua's healthy, he's better than Cam Newton. So that makes the competition in the NFC South even greater if you have Tua, Drew, Brady, and whether or not the Falcons stick with Matt Ryan. I'm pretty sure they will, but I
Yeah,
don't really consider him a threat. So, but still, I mean that's a lot of competition. That's a lot of
yeah, it definitely
competition in the
is.
division.
To take Tua over Cam, man, that's a no brainer for me, bro. Cam is the broken man. He's been broken for years now. So I'm surprised they even still holding this guy down. I don't
I
even know what
mean,
else to say about him.
but that's part of the conversation though. Like the owner, new coach. You know what I mean? And a new coach coming, especially a guy like Matt Rule. What happened?
Okay, I'm gonna put that. Can you read that? Amari Cooper just signed with Dallas for 5 years, $100 million.
Bro, what?
All right, up count, man. You You're giving me a lot. I hope you're not. I hope you're not playing with me right now, man.
Hey, man, we gonna have to bring Upcount on and be a contributor or something.
Something, man, because you giving all kind of just crazy things right now, bro. That's why $100 million.
He
Mariota is
wanted.
going to
Hey,
the
he said
Raiders.
he wanted that Mike Thomas. I'm not surprised by that, but he sucks. So I mean, that's cool. Um, he said he wanted that Mike Thomas deal. He went and got it. He went and
Yeah,
got that Mike Thomas deal.
if he
I
did,
don't.
I don't know about that one. I mean, that's just as far fetched as the last one.
Nah, I don't. Nah, I believe that wholeheartedly because they wanted to keep Cooper. Cooper wanted to stay in Dallas, and I
Yeah, but a
think they
hundred
wanted
million
to work
dollars.
that deal out. Yeah, I mean, Mike Thomas got 100 million. Why not? You know, it's always in the NFL, bro. It's always the guy that's next gets the biggest check, right? So Mike Thomas set that bar, that $20 million bar. So now Cooper is looking like, oh, I'm just as good as Mike Thomas, which you're not, but okay. I guess to your team you are, because without Cooper, Dak Prescott was horrible. So yeah, I can see them paying him that much. But now you done paid him. You paid Zeke. And Dak Prescott is asking for I don't know how much, 37, $38 million. He's sure. First of all, I'm not paying Dak Prescott $37 million. I wouldn't pay Dak Prescott $30 million. I would give him that 25 to 28. Okay, that's fair
Right.
considering where the market is now. But if Ryan Tannehill getting 29, then I'll give you that because I feel like they're about the same player.
Yeah. Um. This shit is crazy, man. What about Falcons tight end, man? Austin Cooper to Cleveland. That's a big look for Cleveland. Just off top with the
Bro,
amount of
Cooper,
weapons that they have.
you know, I don't, I don't know how to feel about that because what more can you give Cleveland at this point? Like, you got an all-star team up there and y'all still trash. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
you literally, bro, you had Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, Odell Beckham Jr., Jarvis Landry, David Njoku. Now you got Austin Hooper to add to that
Yeah.
mix.
But
I
I mean,
mean,
that's a great attribute. He is definitely a great tight end, man.
yeah, facts. But my point is, what is it gonna make a difference? Is my point. You got all this talent. You still, what did they bust out last year? 6 wins, if that.
Yeah, well, I
That's
mean,
ridiculous.
obviously there needs to be some kind
And
of
again, this is
overhaul of the offensive play calling.
not. See, I don't even think it's the offensive play calling as much as it is like the entire management staff. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Hmm.
Browns have been trash for a very long time, bro. Like matter of fact, they haven't been relevant since the original Browns left and became the Baltimore Ravens. That's how irrelevant this new Browns has been since 2000. I matter of fact, they haven't been to the playoffs since what 2002, something like that. Um, it's I guess at this point they're just throwing out money just to throw out money. I don't see it making a difference. And they're in the AFC. It's not like they're in the NFC where there's a ton of competition. You're in the
Right.
AFC. You should be competitive, but they're not. So
So
I guess.
Mike is in the chat right now. And he did confirm that Diggs did go to Buffalo or seemed to be going to Buffalo. So that is a crazy move for them. I
Yeah.
wouldn't.
Hey, you know
I
what? I hope these wide receivers keep moving because if that's the case, then that means in the draft, wide receivers will fall and we'll have our pick when we get to 24. Because
right.
that's definitely something we need is wide receiver help.
Oh
There's no
yeah,
way
no
we can
doubt.
go into the next season with the wide receivers. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, Kirkwood's coming back and, this. Nah. I say scrap them all. Like, give Kirkwood a chance. You know what I mean? Like, let him see what he can do. But, like, Tre'Quan Smith, Ted Ginn, I don't even know who else we have. What, Austin Carr, they can all go. We need a refresh in that wide receiver room.
Yeah. Um. Man, there's a lot more that that happened today. There's so much more that's gonna happen tomorrow. Um, so I mean, what else? What else you got for right now, bro? Because I mean, gotta save some of this shit for tomorrow because it's going to be big. Another big day.
Oh yeah, man. Just to keep it 100, man. We didn't really make moves today, right? I mean, we signed Onyemata, great. We kept Zach Wood, okay, cool. Long slappers are important too, I guess. But I think they really need to focus on offensive line because Andres Speed is out the door, right? He's not coming back.
Right.
Um, and I think they need to solidify that so when we get into the draft, we can focus on finding them wide receivers and some of those weapons. I think a running back addition is definitely needed. Definitely needed. And I think the Cleveland Browns put a tender on Kareem Hunt. And I think it's a second round tender. I would pay
Mm-hmm.
that. I would pay that for Kareem Hunt because remember when he was with the Chiefs before he got caught up with all that domestic abuse stuff, he
Right.
was killing it with the Chiefs. Like he was that dude.
Yeah.
I would definitely bring him in if you're not looking to bring in a rookie running back from the draft, definitely one of these guys that's available either via trade or free agency, you got to be looking at your options because we're not good at running back right now. I know you keep praising Murray and
Uh
it's
huh.
not working, bro, from what I can see. Because look, even like the locker room interaction, right? When Kamara was with Ingram, even though I feel like Ingram was hella fake with Kamara at the time, there was camaraderie there. You can see it, and there's just seems to be a divide between Murray and Kamara, and it just doesn't gel. So we need to go and fix that problem.
I definitely agree. Um, we got real excited about Onyemata. Unlucky about Collins. Yeah, we covered that a little bit earlier. That definitely would have been great to get Collins. Steven kind of mentioned that a little bit. Chris Harris Jr. is being looked at by us as well. Okay, yeah, that would be a nice little look.
Yeah,
Um,
good veteran presence.
yeah, yeah, definitely. So yeah, man, like I said, man, we got a lot more. We're gonna be hitting this thing up same time again tomorrow. Um, you guys, this is the Saint Stop. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate all the comments today. Some good, some bad, some we gotta look into. But we definitely appreciate all of you guys, man. Stay tuned because we will be back tomorrow and again after
Facts.
that. There's
Y'all,
so much
we are
happening, so much going on. The draft is coming up. So you guys stick with us, man. We
we are
appreciate you
on
guys.
we are on YouTube now. So just type in Saint Stop in the search bar. We're the first thing that pops up. Please, please, please subscribe. That's where we're going to be putting out everything. And we're going to be doing a live draft special. So guys, go subscribe. Help this thing grow. Thank you guys for all the support and keep it right here. We'll bring you all the news and everything. Keep you guys entertained and just craziness. So we appreciate you. And hey, if you don't, what we tell them?
Man, stay with me right now, man. You better tune up. All right? Saint Stop, baby. Man, these guys, man.